Hi everyone, welcome back to RC Pie. Hope you've all subscribed. If not, please hit the subscribe button. Seems like a while since we've looked at the MN999 because I've been focusing on the Rescuer somewhat. Well, I have been ordering some things. I've got some parts in for it and had some ideas to get underway. So today is the first time that I've had it out for a bit of a run. Now, I've not got any footage because I was just having a bit of fun. It was my birthday yesterday. I've got today off. So I thought I'd just go and have a bit of a play. We've been out with this and with the Rescuer, giving them a drive. And, well, a couple of things to report. One is that the things I've changed have been a big improvement, but a couple of bits of learning as well. Firstly, when you go out for a drive, don't put your truck in the boot of your car so it can roll out. Because I opened the boot, this rolled out, hit the floor. I had one of these windows pop out, no big deal, pop that back in. The bumper has broken, so I mean, I didn't like this bumper anyway, but I haven't actually got a replacement yet, so it's a bit of a shame. And the screws that hold the bonnet have just ripped straight out, so the bonnet's come off as well. So that was a bit of a shame. Fortunately, it's got some magnets to hold it in place. On the plus side, these new wheels and tyres that I've put on it have dramatically improved how it drives. There's a huge improvement. So what I'll do, I'll show you some of the other differences. We'll get the body off and I'll show you what I've done and let you know how it's working. So what have we done to it apart from break things? As I said, this bumper, bit of a disaster there, and that bonnet. Basically, these screws are far too small to hold on something like this, so I think I'm going to have to reinforce that with a bit of epoxy, something like that, to get that to stay in. So take the body off. No changes to the body. Just unfasten the lighting. So what have I done? Well, the first thing, the most obvious, I think you see, is that we're running a full-size LiPo in there. Now that's been possible because I've removed the stock electronics which were mounted here. Let me take the battery out and show you. This is straight off a run. So those stock electronics were mounted right there. So all I needed to do was drill 2 holes in this side plate, outrunner, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, and then I could mount the electronics on there. So that's pretty easy, using those same clips which just push through. So that's no problem at all. I've not waterproofed it, not done anything else with that as of yet, and that's just about giving room for a soft pack LiPo 2S to go in there. Now, if it was a hard pack, you're going to struggle because of where the power switch used to be mounted. I am going to cut that off and then I can put a hard pack in, because my batteries that I usually use are hard packs. So I'll get rid of those and then it'll fit. To enable you to get this under this reinforcement bar, I've seen other people take this off. I think that's just a bad move, because then your shocks have got no stability on the top, so I really wouldn't advise that. What I've done is I've just moved it from the rear position using these holes to the front position, so it's just moved forward a little bit, and that allows you to get the battery under. So that's been helpful. Other things that I've done, right, the servo. Well, where's the old servo? Here it is. This was one of the real weaknesses of this car. So that's just junk. Absolute rubbish. So that's trashed, and I've put in a new servo there. If you can see it. It's rated as a 35 kilo servo. It's pretty cheap from Endura, that was. You can pick those up on Amazon, whatever. I'll put a link below. But that's improved that steering power. The speed's better as well, but it's not about the speed with the crawler, I don't think. So that's improved that, and I've also, instead of it being mounted on top of these two mounts here, I've dropped it down, or taken it out and mounted it from below. And what that's done is it's reduced the amount of bump steer. If you look at this now, we're not getting all that bump steer, just because you want your steering arm to be more in line with your bar across there. So that's dropped it down, and that's helped. And I've also, I kind of did want to do this and didn't want to do this. I've switched over the servo horn, so instead of it going backwards, it's now pointing forwards. At least I think I've done that. It's a while ago, but it looks like I've done that. And that's helped as well with that angle. But it has meant that there's really not a very good steering angle. So it's something else I need to look at, whether I use a different servo horn, do something else with that geometry to try and improve it. But one of the main improvements, one of the things I was really unhappy about, which you might remember, was the horrible caster angle. Now, the caster angle now isn't bad at all. So it's got a very slight positive caster. So all I did, I've replaced these links. I just bought some links online. Again, I'll put some links below for those. Not suspension links. These are actually the high clearance links for an SCX10, I think it was. So I just found ones that were slightly longer than the stock ones, and that's enabled me to push out this axle at the bottom to straighten it up. So it's still not completely straight, so you've still got that bit of caster, but it's a lot better than it was. And that's really improving how it drives and how it looks. The only downside with that is that it's now pushed those wheels slightly forward in the wheel arches. So if I can line that up again, you see they're just not quite in the middle now, but I'd rather take that payoff and have more sensible steering geometry. But the main thing that has changed how this thing drives, and it's such a significant difference, is these wheels and tyres. Now, these are what I believe used to be a Voodoo tyre. I bought these with these wheels, and I also bought some dual stage foams with those, so they're pretty firm. Overall, you know, they've got that bit of squidge with your first stage and then firm after that. But these lovely metal wheels combined with those foams and these tyres has put a lot more weight. So the angle that it can run at now, even with the body on, it's quite amazing just what a difference that has made. Made it so much more stable, front to back, back to front, and side to side, because it is quite a narrow car. So that has really, really improved it, and I can't recommend these highly enough just for that. And now we've taken it out, and I've got to say, I've been really impressed with how these have performed on all the surfaces we've been on today, including very, very dusty rock. This has performed really, really well. We've even been on some dusty rock, which is underground, so it never gets any rain on it, and these have gripped really, really well. Compared to the Rescuer, this has actually got up dirt tracks that the Rescuer couldn't get up, and it's also got up rock that the Rescuer couldn't get up. So I'd highly recommend those. I'll put a link to those below, and there's going to be more stuff coming in the coming weeks. I'll let you know how they go. But for now, cheers for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you again on RC Pie.